Certainly.
It must be soon. 2 days, no more.
This dwarf is busy staring into the fire, slowly puffing away at his pipe. As you greet him, he's visibly startled and his pipe scatters to the floor.
Sorry. Didn't hear you come in. My ears aren't what they used to be.
Stops and winces to retrieve his pipe. When he ears rises again, he has a hand against his side.
I'm Thyrsc. I've lived here long enough that Kith have started calling me the Old Hunter. And that's about all I can say for myself. Wasn't the ogres, I can tell you that. Put a few arrows in one of those and they generally have the good sense to back off. But I've been hunting this wolf for near a year now. A man-eater. Cunning, nasty thing. Every time I get close, it just slips away.
Good voice acting.
The beast has already claimed many lives. The first victim was my son, Saldren. Got the better of me this last time. Distracted me long enough for one of its kin to turn up. Nearly bit me clean in half. I'm a few weeks out from trying again.
No animal is going to best me. I bring it down. I keep an eye out for it. Can you tell me about the previous encounters? Where is this beast? You said this thing is a wolf.
No ordinary wolf. A monster. This creature is big. And I see the signs it leaves behind. The mess it made to the last couple of hunters and the elk. Doesn't always finish its meals. Damn thing might be sick. Might have a bullet in its jaw. Something. In any case, it needs to be put down.
Where is this beast?
It roams the russet wood out to the west. Seems to have decided the lake is a good place to find prey. Yeah. It's picked off some scattered ogres from time to time. But mostly it's been going after hunters. Travelers.
Damn. Can you tell me about the previous encounters?
Nothing to tell. Near misses, all of them. One time he clambered right up the cliffs to avoid my snares. Another time, he chased a bear into my camp. I nearly had him once. I could hear him below, eating, and I had the gun aimed right for him. Until the wind changed. He charged headlong into the tree to get at me. Nearly knocked me off my perch. And when I righted myself, he was gone.
Dang. No animal is going to get the best of me. I'll bring it down.
It needs doing. But I warn you, this beast is not to be trifled with. It must make its lair somewhere to the west. If you mean to go there, keep your wits about you. Watch yourself on the mountain. In these lean times, everything looks like coming to your elders for advice, is it? What can I do for you?
Okay, tell me about the ogres. Okay. That they've been coming down in force again and again. Trying to drive us out or kill us outright. Sorry, I'm trying to imitate that.
The moment we started looking into Durgan's battery, it was like we'd kicked a hornet's nest. You made a good showing against that last group, by the way. I think you've given them reason to think twice about coming back.
What can you tell me about Stelwart?
Well, I can tell you it won't be here much longer if things go on as they are. With the mines closed, we've lost what put us on the map in the first place. We're losing people every month. Too many mouths to feed and not enough to support them. Even the game's dwindling. I've been lucky. I've hides and horns enough to keep the traders happy, but now the ogres are picking the rest of us off.
Why is hunting so poor? Probably he's going to say the wolf.
It's been a colder season than usual, and the elk herds aren't faring well. We're stuck fighting with the ogre clans and the wolves over what's left. Not to mention the occasional beast. We've lost a lot of young hunters.
What? I'm sorry. Has the legacy struck Stelwart as well?
It has. We had some hope in the early days that we'd be spared, isolated as we are. That hope died in a hurry. Not everyone's been so unlucky, of course. You'll see a few pampered sprats around. Long hours checking snares and waiting out elk, mostly. Used to hunt some of the big ones, bear, stelgar, but up here it comes down to necessity. Which means keeping Stelwart fed, or else keeping it safe. Thing is, the last hunt...
Don't see the harm. Building's thirsty work. Figured you'd be out of here in a flash after the fighting died down. Most people don't stick around after they figure out the ogres are making regular visits. I would have helped fight them monsters off, you know, if I didn't think I'd just get in the way. And with you there to handle things, everything turned out well enough, didn't it? Don't see why Haeferic's still sour at me. Oh, Haeferic's the innkeeper over at the Grave's Rest. I may have been hiding in the inn when the fighting started. The raid didn't improve his disposition any. Did you know he has a whole case of Fenland liquor in there? I keep offering to buy it off him, but he says he's saving it up for when the battery's open again, as if we're gonna last that long. Anyhow, he said he'd thrash me up and down the mountain if I didn't leave him be. They say a single drop changes your life. You'll never want to have a drink of anything else. Probably that's all rubbish, but it's supposed to be very good. It's delusional is what it is. Point of fact, what with you dealing with ogres and everything, maybe you'd, you know, be willing to help me out. Haeferic keeps all the good stock in the inn cellar. Out of sight, you see. I mean, it's bound to be under lock and key, but I'm sure he wouldn't miss a single bottle. Not with everything that's going on. Well, Haeferic can be a little intimidating when it comes to his beverages, but otherwise, not much. Shh, all right, keep it down. I didn't mean...
I dread discovering what passes for cuisine in this place.
Ooh, still can't feel my fingers. Thought I'd found shelter when I stumbled across this little village. Guessing you did too, huh?
Feara raises a rusty mug to you, even though the warmth of the hearth reaches you here. Her hands are wrapped in wire rule and her ears muffled by a hat. Her face has a taunt, wind-beaten look for someone who's recently come from the road.
As much blood as there was in the streets, I'm lucky the ale's still flowing.
She takes the drinks, and as she tilts her head back, you see a bruise purpling her jaw and a crimson bloom of scratch knuckles. What exactly happened to you?
Thought all the whispers about Durgan's battery were just village superstition. And maybe they are. But I might have been on my guard if I'd listened. I was part of an expedition, hunting for relics from Durgan's battery. And picked up a good haul, too. So it figures that's when the winds pick up and the sky starts dumping snow. We lost sight of the road. Meanwhile, something else found us. Took Liam out before we even realized we were surrounded. And then we see him coming out of the snow. These little four-armed wilder. Laguthoth, they're called. Quick little bastards. Francesca and I held them off as long as we could, but when they filled her full of darts, I turned tail and ran. Found my way here and thanked my luck for escaping the Laguthoth. Then come to find out that this town's got an ogre problem.
Sorry to hear my
That's a kind
friends.
sentiment. I'll mourn them when I get home. But I've got to retrieve our haul if I'm to have any hope of that.
See, now she's smart. Got to be able to buckle down your emotions when things are really, really challenging and your life is at risk.
I need to get those artifacts. Not that I'm in any shape to go after them myself. But I can't afford to return to Defiance Bay without something to show for my expedition.
Okay, that is definitely not what should be first. No.
But you might be able to get past the Laguthoth. You're light on your feet. I'll give you a cut for anything you bring back, of course. I ain't asking for charity. I just can't afford to go home empty-handed. Like I said, we were treasure hunting near Durgan's battery when we were ambushed. What else do you want to know?
Why are the relics so important to
We
you?
took out several loans to pay for our trip out here. I'm gonna have trouble if I don't pay them back.
Remind me where to find your caravan?
What's left of it should be near Durgan's battery. If you stumble across the Laguthoth, you'll know you're close.
What do you know about Durgan's battery?
Just that it's been locked up tight for 200 years on account of those dwarves having a row. Which means that any trinkets from inside fetch a nice price. Sorry, I'm more of a business.
Hey there, good timing. You can watch me trounce I used to play a game like this and it was good fun. Looks like a good way to lose a finger. Once, Andred, you won once. What are you playing? Playing games, what about the ogre attack? What? We won, didn't we? That is, you won, really. We just lived through it. We're not risking the roads just yet, with the ogre still there, so we're stuck here. Might as well play, right? Not like we lost anyone, we know. Sorry, jeez. Andred, what are you playing? Orlan's head. That is, or what we call it anyhow. Smooth. You pick a target, C, nose or ears. Nose is worth more, but you've got 2 ears to work with. You get less points the further out from the target you get. So for the mouth and eyes, no points if you miss. Fancy game. 3 throws each. Whoever gets the most points at the end of it wins the wager. I'll put down 50 pans, if you will. Sure, let's play. Andred pulls a throwing knife from his belt. That's an Orlan or whatever. Racist assholes. Andred pulls a knife from his belt, turns it over his hand. Where's your 50 pans? You're in? Yeah. Alright, good. I'll go first, just show you what's done. Andred aims carefully and throws his blade. It hits the ear, scoring 7. Walks up and turns down. Your turn. Aim for the ears. Aim for the nose. It's mouth, scoring 5, so it's tied. Aims carefully and throws his blade. Got the ear again. 7, walks up. Go for the ears. We go for the nose again. Boom, 15. So now we are up by 1. 21. Let's go for the ears. Dang! Yeah. Alright. Large piece of stone adorned with engravings and hammer and chisel with the writing to read.
Owena! Go check on that Orlan. Make sure he don't steal nothing. Never seen such a bloodbath. Feels like we got half the town's survivors in here, just drinking to forget it. But you must be looking for some refreshment, too, after the way you handled them ogres. Or perhaps a room. Say the word and I'll give that shifty little Orlan the boot. Showed up a few days ago, sticks his nose out of the back room just long enough to empty his chamber pot. Up to no good, I tell ya. I'd like nothing more than to see him gone, but I don't want a ruckus over it. We get our share of lowlifes coming through here. Smugglers, fugitives, Kith looking to avoid the sharp eye of the law. Ways keeping to himself. Well, honest Kith sure don't have cause for it. Don't hurt him or anything, I just want him to leave peacefully. Given your history, I thought I'd be clear on that point. Back to warm your hands, eh? What can I do for you? He did he? That shifty little crook never left. I'll have it put away somewhere safe. Thank you for doing the decent thing. Back to warm your hands, eh? Top quality bear...
Have a moment to talk? A deer in the middle of Air Glonfoth, and I wasted 5 years looking for it. I can't help but wonder what any of this meant. Whether Persoc's life with us even mattered when it could be covered up like tracks under new snow.
His life mattered to the people of your village. He could still return to Musk one day. Everyone in life is finite, person accomplished a lot in Musk. Civilization is built upon choices and passions of individuals from one lifetime to the next. Every life is meaningful.
Because of the things he did for them, and the stories they built around him. Even those things will pass into dust.
True.
Enough about me. How about you? You feel like you understand the purpose of your search for Theos?
I need to know what happened in my past and why it haunts me now. Closure with Theos would bring me peace. I'm not sure. I need to fix evil. I think that one.
I truly hope it. Anyway, Theos isn't getting any closer.
Yeah, not really worth talking to me.
Excuse me, was there something you need?
Farewell. I don't know why I said that weird. Farewell.
Not to be rude, but I'm rather busy. Can't you get another room?
Orlan turns and glances past you with a quick nervous motion, his ears and shreds. Haeferic sent me to check on you. He thinks you're up to something. Henry sent me to check on you. He dislikes Orlan's, so of course he thinks you're up to something.
He... what? Oh,
oh
no.
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 He runs his claw through his hair and tugs his... Can't imagine why he'd think of...
Is she there? Did you see her?
I'm pretty sure you're nervous about something. What are you talking about?
Devala.
The ones...
That woman.
Slaver?
The slaver, she...
Oh, jeez.
I was a slave in Reyfald. I ran away. Made it here. The mountains are usually the best place to lose slavers. Devala's one of the best.
Damn. As long as there was haunting his steps, there can be no freedom for spirits. I see that's terrible. Unless we something we can do. So okay, can we help? Perhaps we should tell someone. Sorry, we can't see him first. Maybe I'll turn you in. Well, quit babbling and tell me what you want. I'm sorry, can I help? There's terrible. That's what I do.
I just want to get out of here. I've scraped together enough money to reach New Haelmar.
Yeah, well, that's hardly an improvement. He stops himself. I mean, it's lovely.
But the locals talk about a raid Saren party camped west of town. It's got to be Devala. She's been after me since the foothills. I'll pay you if you can get rid of her. I don't care how. Thank you.
What just happened? Gamblers. This dude especially. The hero of our Hendrik sent you down here to check on us. We aren't cars in trouble, my word. Who are you? Don't suppose you know where a man would find some plan. Nah, humble fisherman thought the ogres and sooner. My best is already there, but I wouldn't friend in mess of traps. Okay, what are you playing? Dozens. Can't test luck. Each of us puts down 50 pans. What are the rules? Simple. Winner takes all. Get 3 4s, and that's dozen. Beats all other rolls. You roll anything else that sums 12. That's the hours percent. You know, I don't want to do that. So.
Does everyone
Been looking
else
everywhere
see that
for you.
kraken?
Man is sweating despite the cold. He opens his mouth to speak, but all that comes out is a loud hacking cough. He bends forward, bracing his hands on his thighs while he heaves a gasp. After length, he raises his. All Haeferic's fault. Don't damn fool sent me to the other side of town looking for you. As he stands again, he wipes his dripping brow with the back of his hand, then offers the hand to you in greeting. Shake his hand. Pick your nose, then shake his hand. Yeah. Pleasure to meet you. I'm in Captain of Militia around here. Nice to meet you, really. Don't see you. Don't see you in the Ogre attack. See, I was guarding the Gref's net rest. Someone had to make sure that the ogres didn't burn it down. Wow. Wanted to catch you before you went running off into the wild, so there's a few dangerous folk you might be on the lookout for. Plus, if you're headed out for a long fall, I thought you might pick up a thermal pearl for me. Looks the way I twisted. Wow. I want me to find a thermal pearl for you. That thing is, I already found it. I just need someone else to go out and get it. Saw it on the hot spot near the fall. Would have grabbed it myself, but then I was locked around and saw the Laguafeth. Haven't been filthy. Okay. I would have fought, but I started to wonder what the rest of the Stelwart would do without me, so I ran. What is this thermal? They form in the hot springs, something to do with the thermal minerals in water. Smell kind of funny, but they're found full of minerals. Just have to crumble them into a pin. He grants. What are you talking about? Trying to keep your teeth long as can. Game, fish, diet isn't easy. Like I said, pearls. Okay, tell me a little longer. Falls. East of this place. Got some nice views of the valley and middle void. Alright. Yeah, dangerous foes. Gleaming Society and the Sisterhood of the Slate Skull. But the Renengild set aside some bounty money to see that these troublemakers were taken care of. You bring me the heads of their leaders and I'll make you payment. Oh, sweet. Who leads the sister? It's that be Meztla. All the members is to hear Byrhtwen by sending many folk back to the wheel as it can. They've been poking around the Durance battery and we only knows why, but yeah, I can understand. Okay. Passed through town recently, didn't say, but stopped at the Temple of Orlan. You might see if you be careful, they're unpredictable. Tell me, Gleaming Society, crack pack of radicals want to topple governments and kill the wealthy. Makes the war of defiance look like a good fight. Sorry, like a food fight. Duke Evar and the regents of Redacus both declared them illegal, which is probably the only thing that two would agree on. Or would have before all the murder and mayhem in Defiance Bay. Anyways, check the Long March Fall to east, that's where they're... Okay.
They've destroyed the stockade, Mother! It's...
Enough. They're gone.
She holds up a hand without missing the final joint of the ring finger, but it's her voice, sharp and steady, that silences the young man. As he glowers at his toes, she turns to you with dark circles around her eyes and smiles.
The deliverer of Cadnua. Thank you for making the journey.
Oh, it's her, finally.
Abida knows it's a long one. Well, I'm sure you wagered on a more civilized welcome. Still, we're much obliged for your capable intervention.
Pulls a knife from his belt and an apple from his pocket and sets to work. There's a job that needs doing. That's why I'm here. It's an honor to be called here. Charming place like this. I can't imagine why you don't see more visitors. Ha. It was no trouble. I'm here to help whatever I can. I was told this has to do with Durance battery.
What's in it, to be exact?
Pulls out the map in his hand with a quick merciless
Stelwart
pinch.
isn't much more than a grease stain on a map. What roads we've got in the White March are basically tracks in the snow. And for every trader or adventurer that comes through, 3 of our own leave for good. But it weren't always so. There was a time when kings and queens sent their firstborn to these mountains, when the White March was the envy of empires.
How the mighty have fallen. What does that have to do with me? It's all the past. What an era that must have been for
The
White March.
Pargrin dwarves transformed the White March once. We could bring some of that greatness back to Stelwart. But we need the White Forge.
I know of it.
Then you'll know that no one's felt as much as a summery breeze from the White Forge for over 200 years. I'm hoping you can do something about that.
Me? Work a forge? I've never done anything like that. Why would I do that? How so?
I'm not asking you to work the White Forge. I want you to find it. We've been trying to breach Durgan's battery for over a year now. Problem is, the other expeditions can't so much as dent the front door.
Tell me about the other expeditions. Why the sudden interest in White Forge? That's why you need my help.
A dozen different groups have come through at our request, and several more besides. Been hoping that one of them could clear the way through Durgan's battery. But young or old, green or seasoned, it don't seem to matter. They cast their spells, chisel at the door, and search the grounds until they've worn new treads into the old stone. The lucky ones eventually go home. Plenty more find themselves on the wrong side of a blizzard, or an ogre raiding party.
Why the sudden interest in White Forge?
We're an old mining town. Or we were until the Adirans pulled out and left us with a half-dug mine shaft and something resembling an inn. Since then, it's been a steady decline. You've seen the roads. Isn't much we can produce that the Valians can't ship cheaper. But the White Forge, well, if we could fire it up again and start producing Durgan steel, or something close to it, wouldn't matter if we're in the White March or the Living Lands, business would come. That's the long and short of it. But Durgan steel could put Stelwart on the map again, open up the mines, bring in new business. We just need the White Forge.
Why is Durgan steel so special?
Because you can shave stone with it, cleave cast iron in two, and the stuff's as rare as it is remarkable. If we could make something even half as good, we'd have a market at our doorstep and work enough for all of Stelwart.
Dude, she keeps on. Alright, how is it no one's gotten to Durgan Battery yet?
Where should I start? Ogres, blizzards, or sheer damned inaccessibility? It ain't for lack of trying, I'll tell you that much. Got untold riches in Durgan steel lying just inside, and never mind the White Forge itself. The Adirans who first settled Stelwart tried to crack it. So did the Valians, and every other cocky adventurer with more metal than sense. But the place has a funny way of sealing itself up. Front door stays shut, the tower entrances are clogged with rubble, and it's been impossible to blast a way in.
Alright, what happened to Durgan's Battery?
It don't bear dwelling on. There's too many superstitions about that place as it is.
Killed each other off, or so the old books say.
Plenty of tales to go around, but none of them opened the battery. And the last thing people need is another reason to fear the place. Whatever it was, the other Pargrin dwarven settlements in the White March, Bone Picker, the Hawk, and the rest, emptied out not long after. Moved to gentler, greener land.
Had the right idea, if you ask me.
I don't see why you need the White Forge to make good steel.
Finally, someone talking sense.
Durgan steel wasn't just good. It was some of the best. We need the best if we're going to keep Stelwart alive. No one alive today has seen the White Forge, but the old stories tell that it was powerful, glowed white-hot, and gave off a steady, even heat, unlike any other furnace. Let better-schooled folk puzzle over how the thing was built. I just want to see it put to use.
Alright, tell me about these dwarves.
Pargrin's a word in their language. Means traveler. They've been wanderers for generations, but I couldn't tell you much more.
Alright, where should
The battery's up the mountain to the north. A good hike away.
Near Galvino's place, huh?
Says in a breezy tone, but regular falls, silence, consideration hardening, and lines of the face.
So it is. Though I was going to suggest dealing with that ogre camp before anything. Mestre Galvino, as the old crosspatch prefers it. Lives by himself and keeps the wilder and beasts at bay through sheer foulness of his temper.
She means to say he's a skilled smith and animancer, who's lived in the shadow of Durgan's battery for over a decade.
Sounds like I need to talk to him.
And he butters his bread on both sides and fits his left shoe before his right. But that's neither here nor there.
Damn, she doesn't like him. Perception. I miss intellect. Seems odd that he lives out in the wilderness by himself.
Not doing much worse than any of us.
Huh. He wore out his welcome in Stelwart. He's better off with ogres and Lagufoth as his neighbors now.
What happened?
Old lunatic finally went too far. And we sent word to the Valiant Academies. I don't like speaking on it, but if you want to get his guff, just remind him that we gave him the boot.
Ain't nobody here fond of the man, but he's a clever hand and a quick study. It's a fool who thinks he stayed so close to the battery without figuring something about it.
You said as much to the last party, and we haven't seen hide nor hair of him since. Maybe they didn't run afoul of Baragon's ogres after all. Just watch your step. Galvino's place is a ways east of the battery, and folk who pass it bring unsettling tales.
Alright, tell me about the ogre camp.
Belongs to Flames That Whisper, Matron Baragon's clan. Hunters tell me they've been active of late.
Hunting elk and otherwise minding their own damn business.
Minding their own business. Never mind the latest expedition's disappearance or the broken stockade.
I'm saying we shouldn't agitate him further.
He makes a toss around a slice of a peel onto the fire, but he fumbles and drops his knife. He bends it up to pick up, cursing. What does this matron have to do with anything? If you want me to kill some ogres, just say so. I'll gladly confront Byrhtwen if it will help Stelwart. It's not my problem as villagers can't defend themselves. Alright, now, yeah, just say so.
Can't speak for my son, but I'd be most obliged. Also, Baragons like to have whatever the last expedition found. Rumor has it they disappeared near her turf.
Killing a matron will only make our problems worse. The way to approach Baragon is with your hands held high.
If anyone could parley with an ogre, I suppose it'd be you. But they aren't known for their patience with prattle. Good. Before you leave town, stop by the Grave's Rest. Most visitors to Stelwart spend some time there, so Haeferic and his patrons may be able to give you the lay of the land.
Alright, go to the sites.
What's on your mind?
I've got more. What can you tell me about the Feara's expedition?
Who?
Sorry, I don't recall the name.
Last expedition I met disappeared weeks ago. Didn't give any names, but they definitely haven't come back this way. Don't mean the Feara weren't part of an expedition, though. We get groups passing by sometimes looking to try their luck. What's on your mind?
Tell me anything about the last expedition went to Durgan's
They didn't volunteer much, and I knew better than to ask. I've seen all types charging through here. Professional companies with shiny new equipment as brazen as you please, and hopeless runts with nothing but tattered leathers. But these folk, I don't know what they were after, and the way they looked at you made you feel cold all over. Wish I could tell you more. What's on your mind?
Alright. Question about Durgan Battery and the White
The
Forge.
Pargrin dwarves guarded it like a mother bear. What's on your mind? Adir founded us back in their colonial days to supply ore to the Empire. Saw a fair bit of traffic from both sides of the White March then. But after the Deerwood claimed independence, Defiance Bay found cheaper places to get ore. Didn't have much reason to maintain our supply routes. Officially. Though with the state the roads are in, you wouldn't guess it. Here in the center? Let's see. The fishery's just on the edge of the lake, and the Temple of Andred is next to it. No one keeps... A few folk live in this part of town, too. Thyrsc lives next to the old mine. I'm the mayor. Or so. I'm a builder by trade, though. Traveled all over Glonfoth and the Deerwood in my younger days. What's on your mind?
Alright, let me talk to this one person, then that's the end of this episode.
Something else you need?
There we go. What do you do here?
I'm a carpenter. Mother's a builder. So it felt like a good fit at the time. Not that we've got a lot of new folk to build houses and furnishings for. These days, I spend most of my time fixing up the stockade.
Alright, do you know anything about Durgan's Battery?
It's a fool's hope. A fantasy that's kept these parts inhabited longer than they should be. They say the Pargrunan dwarves developed Durgan's steel, became powerful, and then one day, they locked their doors and died. Nothing like a mystery to stir folk up. Most of Stelwart is convinced that some Pargrin secret will save us all. that don't stop them from whispering a prayer when they pass the old fortress.
Earlier you said I should take peace with Matron Byrhtwen.
About the only thing folk here haven't tried. Killing one more matron won't change things for long. Besides, her clan's flames that whisper. The one that attacked us was Wolf with many mouths. I'd know him anywhere.
They're cut from the same cloth, Uldric. Only a matter of time before Baragon marches through that gap in our walls.
Mother's convinced that a magic forge will turn this frozen crack into a hub of civilization. She can't accept this place is dying. Give up on what? There's nothing here.